Guys, I'm Dave from Dave Chats Games, and for all my gaming chat, the best around, I listen to the One Up Gaming podcast.
Hi, David here, One Up Gaming. Going to go through this week's podcast, episode 409, the One Up Gaming podcast. I've decided to turn a couple of lights on. Don't know if it makes it any better or not, but hopefully it'll keep me awake. So as I say, David here, One Up Gaming, episode 409 of the One Up Gaming podcast. So we'll go straight into this week's games played for this week. I've really got to work out how to say things. But anyway, we'll have a quick break and we'll be back in a couple of seconds.
Hi, I'm Lucy James and I listen to the One Up Gaming podcast.
Hello Andy, this is Colin. I won't be able to get in tonight. I'm sweating like a pig.
And it's still David, still One Up Gaming, still episode 409 of the One Up Gaming podcast. So as always, sponsored by Games Inspired Music. Google it, search it. It's on like iTunes, on the Amazon store. If you buy it or if you stream it through like Spotify and all those sort of things, then 20% of each sale will go to the Child's Play charity. So please help us by helping them, or help them by helping us. One of the two, I don't know. And we've also got our first 100 podcasts available on audiobooksontape.com. Just search One Up Gaming, and every sale through them, we will donate £1 to the Diabetes UK charity. So again, help us and we'll help them. You know what the score is. We have 3 books available. The unofficial Sega Saturn collection, the unofficial PlayStation collection, and the unofficial Nintendo 64 collection. So all these books are available from Amazon. Just search for them. And make great presents, nice thick books, nice square books, more picture books. But each book has got over 100 games featured, and each game has got like 100 words, 200 words per game. Just sort of like talking about them. And they've also got like the controllers in the different colours, different variations of models, all that type of stuff. So 3 books available. Please buy them. It makes us really, really happy. So we'll go straight into the games played this week, and it's episode 409 of the games played this week. So first of all, we have Sebastien Loeb Rally EVO. And this was released, I believe, in 2016, 2017, that sort of time. It was made by Milestone, I think it was, who used to do a lot of racing games back then. And it's not a bad game. It's not brilliant, but it's not a bad game. It plays well, it handles well, it looks nice for the time. And it is just like your typical arcade-ified racing game, and it's a fun little game. So I would recommend Sebastien Loeb Rally EVO. Nice game indeed. Then next up we have Final Fantasy Type 0 HD. Now, because of the HD moniker, I would have a guess that this came out for the PlayStation Portable. I'd have a guess. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not a massive Final Fantasy fan, but playing through a little bit of this, it seemed more dark. There's a lot more like death and things happening in the background, and it's like, ooh, some of these things that are happening are really quite scary. But what are you going to do? It's just a nice game. The story really gripped me, written really well, really deep. The first person you're watching on the titles and the introduction for the first 5-10 minutes, he dies. You thought he was going to be like the main guy, but he dies, and it's a great little story to start with. And if I had time and I had ambition, I would actually sit through and play a little bit more of this game. It really seemed fun and a nice game. So yeah, if you like Final Fantasy games, this one seemed more I was going to say, it's like more back to the originals, with the turn-based strategy sort of stuff like the old Final Fantasies, not like these modern real-time sort of strategy games. Real-time strategy, you know what I mean, real-time combat and that. But yeah, this is a nice little game. I'd recommend it. It's a good little game. Next game that we played, Insurgency Sandstorm. Now, this is just your typical third-person action combat sort of game, online multiplayer sort of stuff, and it played well, it looked nice, but they're all exactly the same. Ugh. Sneezy sneezies. But yeah, if you enjoy competitive shooters, I'm sure you're playing Call of Duty and all that type of stuff, and they've even got a free-to-play game, haven't they, Call of Duty sort of games. So I'm not 100% sure why you'd move on to this, because it's very similar to those Call of Duties. Not realistic enough to be a realistic shooter, but I think it's a little bit more simified than the Call of Duty games. But yeah, for me it was just a little bit slow, a little bit pedestrian, and you can get your thrills elsewhere for same price. So why bother? Next up, we have the Quarry, and this game is from the is it Supermassive? I can't remember now. Is that the ones who do those isometric sort of like action games? Can't remember. But anyway, this is made by the team who did the Cold Blood, Rush of Blood, what was it called? The PlayStation franchise that I've completely blanked on. I think it was something like, if I just put Rush of Blood. Rush of Blood, Until Dawn. Yeah, the Rush of Blood was the VR sort of game. But yeah, so Until Dawn, they're the ones who made the Until Dawn games, and they are really good, and this is really good. I really enjoyed what I played of it so far, and I haven't deleted it off my Xbox, so I will be going back into it. It's just a horror mystery sort of game, trying to work out what happened, why the police officer shoots his dick and all that type of stuff. And yeah, I really enjoyed what I played, so I would easily say it's one of the better games I played this week. Gorgeous graphics. It seemed quite simple from the little bits I played. Like, there's like a lot of QTEs to try and when you're running away from things and dodging things, and then it cuts to like a little detective-y mystery bit where it's only like a small squared off area where you have to walk around, and when you go near a clue it says like the X button or whatever it says, and you press it and then it cuts into like the game again. So it seemed quite a simple but really well written, really well acted, gorgeous looking, really good game. So next up we have Hot Lap Racing. Now I played this for the Nintendo Switch, and considering it's for the Nintendo Switch, it played well, it looked nice, and it's the Simcade sort of racing game which you don't really see many of on the Nintendo Switch. And this one reminds me so much of like the TOCA sort of games, the race driver games, where you have multiple cars to drive and ride around in and stuff. Circuit based, nice game. I've not got deep into it to know how the story elements sort of go and all that type of stuff, but from what I've played so far, it's a good little game and I'd recommend. Nice little game. So the next game we have, number 6, is Super Mario RPG, the remake. And although it looks a lot nicer and a lot shinier, it plays almost identically to the original game, which some might love, some might hate. I think that the original was a little bit too simple for me, and I don't play RPG games. So if it's simple for me, then it will be really simple for a lot of people. But that'll make it easier for people to get into. The graphics, they look like those diorama sort of like looking games that Nintendo have done recently. And yeah, it looks nice. It looks good. and I'd recommend that as well. So there's a lot of recommendations this week. And the last game we played this week is going back a little bit retro now, but Wave Race Blue Storm. And I've not actually played this game before, so I had a quick go on it. I loved Wave Race 64. I thought the controls, the movement, the momentum, everything was just absolutely sensational. Unfortunately, this sequel, the controls just weren't as good. They were a bit janky, a bit like you'd not turn and all of a sudden you'd turn, or you'd press a button and you just wouldn't turn. It just didn't seem as fluid and dynamic. Don't get me wrong, it looked great, it looked amazing. The water, oof. Considering, what is it, 2005, 2002, that type of era. So a 20-year-old, it looked amazing. You know, it absolutely looked stunning, did the water effects. So, yeah, but the overall game I wasn't massively impressed with. So, Nintendo, I think you did the guys dirty. They did Wave Race, and I think they did the 1080 Avalanche. And I think you forced them to get these out for launch games. And I just don't think they had enough time to be baked and be ready to come out. But Nintendo knows best, don't they, guys? All you American guys, you all love Nintendo. But yeah, so that's the games played this week. Let us know in the comments which game you thought was the best one that we played this week. Any games you recommend for us for the Switch, for the Xbox, for the PC, PS5, anything. Any old classics that we need to get our hands on to have a quick go on. But yeah, so it's been David, One Up Gaming. This is episode 409 of the One Up Gaming podcast. And yeah, we'll have a quick break and we'll be back with the 10 minutes of nothing. So back in a couple of seconds.
Hi, my name's John here. I'm the designer of games like Sensible Soccer, Cannon Fodder, Whizball, Parallax and Sociable Soccer. And I listen to the One Up Gaming podcast.
Up next on the One Up Gaming podcast is 10 minutes of nothing. Will it be the team talking about nothing or a guest interview? Stick around and find out now. It's 10 minutes of nothing. Yeah, 10 minutes of nothing.
So still David, still One Up Gaming, still episode 409 of the One Up Gaming podcast. So thank you all for coming, thank you all for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed the show. If not, let us know in the comments, what can we do to improve? What can we do to get more attention? What can we do to get more comments? All that good stuff. So this is the 10 minutes of nothing. I'm going to talk about a random topic, and I have a 10-minute timer, and that is as long as I can talk about this topic for. So hopefully I can stretch this out for 10 minutes. Not sure. But I'm going to talk about the Season 4 of The Boys. So if you haven't seen it, maybe skip this section, the next like 15 minutes, 10 minutes, that type of thing. But yeah, so we're going to talk about The Boys Season 4. Yeah, as always, sponsored by Games Inspired Music. It's an album, available now. Buy it, stream it. 20% of each sale will go to the Child's Play charity. And you can get our first 100 podcasts, plus interviews with celebrities and guests and developers from audiobooksontape.com. Just search the One Up Gaming podcast. And again, with that, £1 of each sale will go to the Diabetes UK charity. So, before I start doing this, I'll just do The Boys Season 4 cast. Right, so I'll start the timer now for 10 minutes of nothing. So I will just say, let's talk about some of these people. So Anthony Starr, amazing as Homelander. You can see how unhinged he's becoming, how crazy he's acting. He is worried that because of his humanity, that's the thing that's going to kill him. And I just think he plays the character really, really well. I think it's a great little show. Carl Urban, I think in this season he just seemed more of a dick than normal. Like really, really seemed a dick as Billy Butcher. And yeah, he's just weird. Jack Quaid, amazing. I love this guy. I love him in Star Trek, the cartoony one. Can't remember what it's called, but yeah. The one woman, is it Erin Marathi? I can't read. It's that far away. It's that small. But she plays Annie, Starlight in the show. I've never really liked her as a character. I just think she seems like a horrible person. Soldier Boy was only really shown for the last 3 seconds of at the end to say that he's still alive or still on ice. Kimiko, I really love that as a character. Her as a character, I love the fact that she gets like knocked around and cut to bits and stuff, and then she just gets back up and regrows limbs and stuff. I love that. The Deep. I thought it was better in the first few seasons. He had an episode or two to really stretch his acting legs and to be completely stupid but thinking he was doing the right thing. And unfortunately in this season he's just bullied into killing people and he just thinks he knows better. Yeah. Laz Alonso, I really should actually see the it was like the army dude, the main guy who was, I can't even bloody read it. If I click on it, will it come up? It just says his actual Laz Alonso. I don't know why, but I was watching it and I was just watching him and he's lost so much weight. It's horrible to say, but it kind of now looks like one of those victims of cancer where they just go really thin and drawn out. But yeah, we'll skip along. Is it Toma Capone? I think. The guy who plays Frenchie. Now, I really like Frenchie. I think he's a nice guy. He goes a bit batshit crazy and hands himself into the police. And he basically is like, yeah, I've done multiple murders, plural. Which is quite fun. Then we have Claudia Dummit. Is it Dowmit? And she played Victoria, who was like going to try to be president, that sort of thing. And she just seems to be in there to help the story progress and to sort of do stupid decisions like, oh, I really need this thing doing, so I'll go to these guys and get help, or I'll go to Homelander and get. So she's just there to mix and match her allegiances, her allies, for when things are needed. Ah, yeah, I didn't recognise his face. Jesse T. Usher. So I wonder if he's any relation to the actual Usher. No idea. I'm not going to go into it deep. But yeah, he played A-Train. And A-Train in this season had a really good deep dive into it. Starts to see the errors in his ways, starts to see things, starts to help the so-called good guys, and they're teaming up more and more, and eventually he removes his tracking chip and runs away because he knows that Homelander and the others know that he was the snitch, the undercover agent thing, and they know that, so they're gonna kill him. So yeah, So who's Maggie? Maggie? I have no idea who Maggie was. Who is Maggie? Is that someone who... I really wish it'd sort of say who she was on the show, like who Maggie is. Because I don't know who that is. I've just watched the whole season and I have no idea who Maggie was. I'm just looking through. Oh yeah, I feel sorry for Ashley. Simon Pegg got killed off. Just looking through some of these people, if there's anything that stands out. I think some of these are from other seasons. Oh, Jeffrey Dean Morgan was in it. As like the Carl Urban's psycho friend, and it was quite fun, quite fun. But yeah, it started off quite slow, but then it did build and build, and I really liked the ending. I think there's is it 10 episodes or 8 episodes? Can't remember now. And I just think that it really built really well, and it really... Some of the characters were pushed aside, and some of the other characters were helped and to show a bit more background into, a bit more of the character. But yeah, it was just like a really well done show. Yes, the agenda's there for the political side of things, like it always has. I think sometimes people didn't realise how political it was previously. So they've really, really pushed the button on it this season to really push it in. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think they said that next season's going to be the last season. So I'd like to see where things go, how things change and develop. It's like the last 5 seconds of the show. I think it's only Carl Urban and Annie January person, Starlight, who get away. Everyone else has been captured and put in like the prisons from like Homelander sort of thing. So I'd like to see how things go from here. Because Carl Urban's character has been told he's only got a few months left to live. And Starlight couldn't use the powers most of the season. I think the last episode she started to be able to use it again. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how things go. I do like The Boys. It has been one of the most fun series I've seen for a long time. It's like not being sexist, but it is weird with a capital We how the boys are not afraid of showing male genitalia bouncing around the screen quite a lot, but they've never shown like breasts, like women's breasts. Now, normally TV shows will show breasts, but they are very affront to putting like proper frontal nudity on, like from the downstairs area. So you don't normally see those sort of things. Yeah, it's strange, it's funny. The guy with a big penis that can stretch out and like stretch Armstrong, it's just weird. But I'm excited for how this concludes. I've really enjoyed the season. I've really enjoyed the series as a whole. I'm just not a big fan of Carl Urban's character. I think he's just a bit of a dick, too much to everyone. And I know that he's meant to have a heart of gold, but he's just putting on that dickish persona. But yeah, Jack Quaid, again, the star of the whole show, he's really done well. And I think the whole thing's good. I would love to see the Deep be given more roles and to be a lot more stupid like he used to be. But we'll see where it goes. And that, my friends, is 10 minutes of nothing. So I will say thank you all for watching. It's been me, David, One Up Gaming, episode 409 of the One Up Gaming podcast. Thank you all so much. I will say, please buy our books. The unofficial Sega Saturn collection, the unofficial PlayStation collection, and the unofficial Nintendo 64 collection, all available on Amazon. Go on there, buy them. If you want £10-ish off a book, email us at contact@oneupgaming.co.uk. Let us know which book you want, because when we signed up with Amazon, they give you like 100 copies of each at a discounted price. So I'll sell those out at the price we paid for them, which is basically £10 off each book. So if you want any of these books, email us and we can give you a £10 discount, give or take. So get on with it and let us know what you think. So we'll have a quick break. I'll be back with the thank yous and goodbyes. So back in a couple of minutes.
Hi guys, this is Dean Swain from the Retro Asylum podcast. Congratulations to the One Up Gaming gang. 400 episodes, great number to reach. It's a lot of editing, trust me, I know. I've been podcasting for years, so well done, great number to reach, and here's to the next 400 episodes. Well done guys.
Hi, I'm Keith Allen, and I play Murphy on Z Nation, and I listen to One Up Gaming Podcast.
And that's been the One Up Gaming Podcast, episode 409. Me, David, saying thank you so much. Please visit our website, which is oneupgaming.co.uk. We have a load of new reviews up there, so check that out. Go to our YouTube channel, like, share, subscribe, bell the icon, all that good stuff. We are doing a little bit better on there than we used to be. So please leave comments, let us know what you think. Let us chat, we will talk. We've got giveaways like PlayStation games, Xbox games, PC Steam codes, and Nintendo Switch games. So again, just subscribe to the YouTube channel, the One Up Gaming YouTube channel, and leave a comment just saying Nintendo Switch or something like that. So subscribe and leave a comment to whatever game console you would like a game for, and if we've got any kicking around, we will send you a code over as a thank you for subscribing and liking and all that good stuff. So before we go, as always, Games Inspired Music available now. It's an album. It's on Spotify. It's on YouTube. It's on Amazon. Google it, all that good stuff. And 20% of each sale will go to the Child's Play charity. We also have our first 100 podcasts available on audiobooksontape.com. Now, it's not just 100 podcasts. It's also got like 25 interviews we did. The Sanspans radio team had a quick chat with us. All that good stuff. And that is on the audiobooksontape.com. And if you buy that, £1 of each sale will go to the Diabetes UK charity. So again, thank you so much. It's been me, David, One Up Gaming. So thank you. Goodbye.